belly bleed and reach for the sky. Everything that comes together will eventually divide. Look at you, fully cleaned and clothed, on TV doing miracles. Do you believe you're really healing anyone? Further felt, so you can all go to hell. The heartbreaking states of our new fractured selves, but each body's a comedy, a sick slapstick mess, split in half and then half and then half again till nothing's left. Terrifying wilderness inside our skins. We're not monsters, I promise, just split down inside. And one day we'll do this for the last time, and that's alright. I know we only seem to get worse. We're ancient creatures, and we just don't belong in this world. We're like tiny hydras. We split and grow a millionfold again. In a cycle of pain, grace, regeneration. Our fate heart squelching hard in our chests. But I promise, 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 we are not monsters, monsters, monsters. And I promise, 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 we are not monsters. Saw crazy looking angels crash down out of the sky into the street, and I crumpled here misshapen and graceful, but I left behind a sky cut to pieces. And I promise, 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 we are not monsters, monsters, monsters. And I promise, 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 we are not monsters. And I promise, 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 we are not monsters, monsters, monsters. I used to breathe blue flames, I spoke in solar flares. How I would scream white sparks into the thick night air. I came here on my knees, arrived all scorched and singed. Still bore the uniform that's worn by all burned things. The skin of your eyelids, a brittle chrysalis. This crystallized dried spit trod into these carpets. Seemed like a hopeless case, maybe the worst you'd seen. I'd heard a brand new world above and underneath. Under the deep, 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 deep ultramarine. Could you love me to death for the best part of a century? The deep, deep, deep ultramarine. Could you love me? Could you love me? Up like animals, rabid and slathering. Marks of great beauty lay across a human skin. We're going to work it out. One more unstable week. We're spilling sweat and blood. I take it strong and sweet. A lasting happiness cannot be far from here. We wake up terrified, kind of get off on fear. It was our last escape. We always crash the gates, the barricaded gates of heaven anyway. Under a deep, 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 deep ultramarine. Could you love me to death for the best part of the century? A deep, deep, deep ultramarine. Could you love me? Could you love me? Makes your cold wet clothes all cling onto your skin. And we can tread the water till we ache and sting. For as long as you want, it's never made us clean. Till every tongue will sing and every heart will stop. Come out into the sun just to warm your blood. Unholy madrigals we used to scream out loud. But we all might be here for the last time now. Under the deep, 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 deep ultramarine. Could you love me to death for the best part of a century? A deep, deep, deep ultramarine. Could you love me? Could you love me? We saw the brightest futures ever prophesied, run to a jarring halt, and then the zeitgeist died. But if this love becomes automatic impulse, something mechanical fades into background hum and sings deep, 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 deep ultramarine. Could you love me to death for the best part of the century? A deep, deep, deep ultramarine. Could you love me? Could you love me? Under a deep, 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 deep ultramarine. Deep, deep, deep ultramarine. Deep, 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 deep ultramarine. Could you love me? Could you love me? Don't let heaven forget you, please. When you tear across the sky, rip a great bright hole in heaven for me. Do you still see our bodies as vehicles, like dirty machines? Still see our perfect circuitry, the nervous system that runs in between, the musculoskeletal structure of everything, clinging close to the bones of dead languages, wrapped in the wiring of torn down houses, always among the guts of something good. The rubble where the palace stood, you see how it feels like could not lose, like we could have torn down any star that we could reach to. You see how it felt like we could not lose, like everything that we believed in, I guess we were wrong too. Don't let heaven forget you, please. We let the light die in an unfamiliar stretch of sky. It seems it doesn't leave you, not completely. It doesn't leave you, not complete. It's not a slow, sad march to a dirge into darkness, held on all sides by gentle night and sludge of sleep. But Luke Lane, Cal, surprise, it turns out you were another frightened child of Titan, on bleak and barren moons of Saturn, stranded under absent planets, and held somewhere beneath another whole sky spanned by emptiness, another deep ultramarine. Do you see how it feels like we could not lose, like we could tear down any star that we could reach to? You see how it feels like we cannot lose, to rain meteorites and lightning bolts, do the worst you're going to. And don't let heaven forgive you, don't let heaven forget you, please. It's as distant now as you from me as any part of history. Don't let heaven forgive you, don't let heaven forget you, alright. And rip a great bright hole in heaven for me when you tear across the sky. Sign a kind of mind, a deity, trying hard to eke its place and make believe. The only god or ghost that brought us close to any kind of credence, and let that unnatural fire all carve its own way into me. Halley. Breaks everything it tries to heal. I hold what hardy fruits. The winter dirt returns to me. Are we being brave or just acting this way? Halley, Halley. Yourself there into me, and in the morning I am walking by myself into the street. Scar tissue, shooting stars, and bloody palms and ragged knees. I'm not coming back to hospital this week. But oh, where you on my skin always Halley. Halley. Bleeding hearts are our bodies aboard, and your reverence I stored for you pours out and courses down toward the same body of air that we draw from, the same one we've always done, now makes you sicker than sick. Kicking this in the dark lanes of the early 13, and you'll never know how much all of this hurts me. My veins ache with pressure, it lessens sometimes. My skin is a mood ring, I'll wear all the while in you, as an idol, as me, as a trial. I want a perfect body or a less ugly mind. All I hearts are in bodies at all. I'm trying hard to ignore how hard I'm trying to talk with you.
Strong, impossibly long for an adored universally. Stars I want to reach, tear a piece of each out to keep me close. But you are one of us, feel your boiling blood, truly caustic stuff, all completely fucked. Heaven heavily, always in your memory, to drag out what destiny days contain for me now we oppose. Jawbone to jawbone, roll on the gates of heaven, here come the days of gold. Let heavy hands land, we get good, we get goddamn. Make our last gasp last, throw hard our final throws. Oh, and we can dance like our dads did, thumbs, fists and hips twisting, like there's some heavy, hideous, invisible thing we're wrestling with. And we can sleep like babies, resting our soft skulls in unfamiliar places. Then we wake up and feast like animals. Another cold white sun rising on another right royal shit fight. To death to good old days, end of blessed times, black-eyed ballet here almost every night. Your dance partner makes it harder, makes it impossible, makes that known. Always present, never seen, makes us clean, leaves us empty and shallow. So we go jawbone to jawbone, roll on the gates of heaven, here come the days of gold. This vulgar thing we love so much, it's burned into our consciousness. It's all I ever want to talk about, like our dads did, ill-fated skin itching, like there's some slick, insidious thing that is piercing it from within. And still we sleep like babies, resting our soft skulls in unfamiliar places. Then we wake up and feast like animals. Jawbone to jawbone, roll on the gates of heaven, here come the days of gold. And we cast ourselves as acts of God, as great natural forces, all indifferent and thoughtless, painful, dangerous and gorgeous. And we dance like our dads did, thumbs, fists and hips twisting, like there's some heavy, hideous, invisible thing we're wrestling with. And then we sleep like babies, resting our soft skulls in unfamiliar places. And we wake up, we wake up. Feels like weeks passed while we were sleeping. It feels like the time all just escaped, like generations of houseflies lived, died and piled up across wide dilated days. And while we beautified in sleep, the putrid fruits rotted away. It could have been years in honesty,
the best part of any century. And I could have sworn I laid my head down in the scalding air of an August day. We awoke to roads all snow-lined, thought I'd walk home anyway. I don't know why it was years before we missed you, or the lives we used to have, somewhere caught up in the tangle of a million lifetimes been and past. Right through to the end of the future, like two gorged pythons on the ground. A life in dreams unpunctuated, while the decades snaking out. And meanwhile the hunger swelled inside me, like our dying devouring sun. And we can both go out for breakfast if you think that kind of thing is fun. The summer still is coming for us, always autumn stalks behind, and winter wins out in the end. A sickly spring stumbling in, I swear has never been on time. Now in the embers of the evening, as all warmth fades from the day, remember how you glowed so brightly. We were defended against pain, but we got somehow forgotten. God forgot what we were for, and this world burned out from beneath us. It's not life and or death anymore. Death anymore. It's not life and or death anymore. It's not life and or death anymore. It's not life and or death anymore. We gathered all unbroken mornings to glister pristine at your door. Undawned dormant days made formless. It's not life and or death, but we remain ungrazed by daylight, bruised not by the year's onslaught, blessed with bodies obsolete now. It's not life and or death anymore. 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 It's not life and or death only lit by cash machine glow. Death defied a little while. The broken glass and plastic arranged around you like a shrine. How we orbit absent planets, stranded in your gravity. Through the nights all wide and silent, call up, say no need to worry. sharp pain in the jawbone, and it split straight through the crown. The forces of destruction have always followed you around. But the sea is filled with monsters. The sky here rings with righteous songs, but our bodies fill the earth now, just as well as if we had been wrong.
Something tall and immortal that you can reach out and touch? Is it something you want that much? Is it just the spit of some paranoid choir boy who lives down your hall? Is it something you want at all? To wade through wild hemlock, to find a place to curl and sleep, to a world devoured by white flowering blinding strangleweeds, abandoning the future to an imaginary past. For the best part of the century, could you love me half to death? Skin is cool, sweat has turned rancid, soaked into clothes now stained and stinking. The skull once full of fire has turned its insides into placid black volcanic glass, and we can all catch our breath back. But no flux of colour, smell, touch or recollection. No friends again, no death by halves. No, it was way too easy, it was far too hard. No, that's why it lasted, that's why it ended. Where infinite destinies converge upon a fixed point and then just disappear into the blue. but there's still a little bit of blood in the smile, still a little bit of shine on the bruise, a little warm red ember remembered under the skin, a little glisten to the blistering too, a little bliss and ecstasy yet to squeeze out of the days that we have left, a glint in the middle of the black eye, still a little bit of fire in my breath, split in two. However brief and painless, however loved, however long awaited, however kind, however celebrated, however survived and however grateful, however fearless, however final, however destined, however trialed, however beautiful, however mended, how the hell ever got it together, and how they will tell you, listen to the heart that's squelching in your chest there, how they will tell you do your best for a little sick simpering tyrant inside the cavity cowering. There's still a little anger left for the right, just a little love left out in the wild, still a little bit of blood in the smile, still a little bit of shine on the bruise, a little warm red ember remembered under the skin, a little glisten to the blistering too, a little bliss and ecstasy yet to squeeze out of the days that we have left, a glint in the middle of the black eye, still a little bit of fire in my breath, but death to all kings, comes death to all kingdoms, comes empires collapse, the end of days, the fall of Rome, the wreckage all is coming home, the cruelty and sadness that accents the landscape's language gradually changes, we forget the tinny taste of hatred, but think about humiliation, a connection to the earth we leave for inner space, for common earth and fall away in changing form until we're lost, a constellation of impulse swallowed up by a wave I thought I was the crest of, but there's still a little bit of blood in the smile, still a little bit of shine on the bruise, a little warm red ember remembered under the skin,